Hey, it's Tom Gurenser, Plain Guy AI. I want to tell you how to become an AI super user in 3 minutes. Why do I know how to do this? Because I did it in 3 minutes. And so, if you're using AI, they say you use about 10% of your brain. It actually turns out to be baloney. I use at least 11% of my brain. But you're probably, if you're like most people, and like I was a few months ago, you're probably using about 5% of what AI can actually do for you. And the other 95% is what you keep hearing about on podcasts, that you can be much faster, you can do your work better, you can multiply your productivity by 10 times. I certainly have done that. And the cool thing is that if you're frustrated and saying, well, I don't know how to do what these people are saying they're doing, literally 3 minutes of your time. So, first of all, let's just do a check here on if you are using AI the 5% way or the 95% way. The 5% way is you use it like a vending machine. You put in a question, you get an answer. Maybe you use it to write a report or an email for you here and there. You go into Chat GPT, you go into Claude, you go into Perplexity, you ask it to look up something for you. It's basically like a glorified Google, right? Um, the other way, the way you want to be using it is like a builder. You're telling it what you want to be able to do, not what you want to know, not, I want you to write this, summarize this report for me. You're telling it, I would like to be able to do this cool thing or that cool thing. And it goes and it builds you the tool that you use to do it. And the only reason you're not getting those gains yet is you are one tool away from doing this. You just need to set up one tool. I'm not selling you anything, by the way. I'm not going to make any money off this. I'm telling you what I did. So you go to Claude, you go to Anthropic, and you sign up for that $17 a month plan. I will almost guarantee that after you start doing this, you will want to sign up for that $100 a month to $200 a month plan within a few weeks. Why? Because imagine you had an employee who could do absolutely anything you asked them to do, and they could do it like that in a heartbeat, like a superhero out of a Marvel movie, and they could do it better and faster than any human being could ever do it. How much would you pay that employee? I know I sound like I'm selling something. I'm not. How much would you pay now? It's like Ronco. Um, if you're as old as I am, you know what Ronco is. But I'm not selling this. I'm just telling you again what I did. But you don't need to start with that expensive plan. You can start seeing benefits today from the $17 a month plan. This is the only thing you'll have to pay. It goes straight to Anthropic. I don't make a commission off of this. I'm not a rep for them. I'm just telling you that's where you'll start. Pardon me, I got a cold. AI can't get rid of that for me. Then you are going to download this free app called Visual Studio Code. This is an app for programmers. Um, you're not a programmer. I understand that. I'm not a programmer. Claude is a programmer. So Claude needs this app because Claude will live inside this app. Now you have Claude, right? Or you have ChatGPT. You can go there. You're like, well, why do I need another app? You need this app because without it, it's just an answer engine. It's just going to answer your questions. It's just going to summarize your report. It's just going to do one task for you at a time. With this app, it's going to suddenly have a canvas where you're going to feel like Tony Stark. It's going to be building things for you left and right and saying, hey, boss, I made this, I made that. You can use this, you can open that. Check this out. I did this with your stuff. It's fantastic. It's completely powerful. You just need Visual Studio Code. It's free. Once you download it for your machine, you're going to open up a brand new window. You're going to see in the upper right corner up here, there's this little orange asterisk. I don't know why their logo is a little orange asterisk. I don't know what it reminds you of. We're not going to get into that, but you're going to click on it and it's going to open up a new Claude Code chat. And then there's other tabs. There's like a little tab over here for Visual Studio Code has its own chat. You need to close that, close whatever else pops up, but you just need that Claude Code chat. And when you open that up, it's going to say, well, do you want to connect this to your Anthropic account? Just click yes. It'll connect. It'll very simply and quickly connect your Anthropic account to your Visual Studio Code. And then you're going to start building things because well, I'll just back up a second. The reason you can start building things now, and the reason this is so much more powerful than just visiting ChatGPT online, is because you can now tell it, hey, look in this folder, look in that folder. I want you to build me this. I want you, it'll build stuff using like Python or whatever language you want it to build in. It'll build little apps for you. It'll be able to process files and create files and edit files and do all kinds of stuff like an assistant, like an employee. It's absolutely shocking what this stuff can do. Here's what I've built so far, just to give you a few details, a few examples. I have built all these things. When I say I've built it, I mean I've told Claude, hey, you know what I think would be cool is if I had blah 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 blah, and it goes, oh yeah, I can build that for you. Watch this, and it does it. This is why you feel like Tony Stark. So I built. I've for years have done the scheduling for my local church, and I built a scheduling app that takes all the ministers and all the altar servers, and it takes all their rules of, hey, this kid can only serve at 8 o'clock in the morning mass on Sunday, or this person only serves in this particular slot at 5:30 p.m. on Saturday. And it says, all right, I got all that. Here's your schedule for the next 3 months. And then people can go in and say, hey, I'm not available then. And it'll go, okay, I changed it. And it's a complete, I was sourcing apps like this. They're $50 a month each. It made it for me in, I don't know, I had to go back and forth and iterate with it a little bit, but it made it for me in about an hour, and it put it online, and it works beautifully. It, uh, it generates client sales demo reports for me. It made me a personal task dashboard that is better than any kind of, Google Calendar or Mondays or any Trello, anything else I've ever used, because it works the way my brain works. You can't see all of it here in this screenshot, but it's got all of my tasks. It's got all of my next up tasks, everything that's overdue, everything that's due this week, all the kind of tasks that get forgotten about. It does a daily stand up with me where it says, hey, we haven't looked at these tasks in a while. What do you think? It's got a link to all of those reports I told you about that I can just click and say, oh, well, I want to show this one or I want to show that one. It made me a soccer coaching plan for my son's soccer team with all like animated drills. And so I don't have to have a whiteboard. I can just pop open my phone and be like, hey, kids, check this out. And these are actually in the real app. These are animated. So it shows like the players running and where the ball goes and everything. And it's got insights. I put in when we're playing a game, I'll talk beta into it and say, hey, I'm noticing that this player on this other team does this and they do that. And it's like, oh, okay, well, let me research and figure out like what we could do to combat that. It's amazing. I created a full article writing system that writes SEO articles complete with images and internal and external links automatically published to a WordPress site. I created a content map tool that analyzes any website and says, here's the terms, the topics that we should be generating content for, given what your competitors are generating content for. And here's what's missing from your site and where you're almost ranking. And here's what you need to do to get more clicks. I generated a tracking and diagnostic app for that same use case where we can take any website and say, here's how they're doing over time in Google search results and in LLM visibility. And here's the low-hanging fruit and the insights we should use to get more clicks, get more conversions, drive more leads. I made a disc golf scorecard tracker for me and my sons so we can track our games as we play. That works better than any other app. By the way, all the apps in your phone are basically zombies because they probably don't work the way you want them to work. Many of them cost money. Those things, you can get rid of them. You can build something better very quickly with this. I made an email thread analyzer. Sometimes I have like somebody asked me a question and I'm like, I don't know. I got like 7 emails from you in the past 3 weeks, and they're all like, I don't know, the threads are like 50 emails long and there's PDFs attached and all this stuff. And I'm like, or there's screenshots in there or links. And I'm like, I don't know. They asked me a question. I'm like, I don't know. I know you said something about this 3 days ago. I can drop all this stuff in and it can pull it all out and say like, yeah, okay, well, 3 days ago, this guy said this to you, but what he was wrong about this because blah, 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 blah. And then it can draft a quick reply to him that I can edit and send back. Um, or I can pull the emails, like they send me some stuff in email and I'm working in one tool in one Claude Code chat and it's like, do you know anything about this? And I'm like, I'm sure somebody said that to me about an email, but let me just PDF download, PDF print the entire couple of threads from the last few days and I did it. It's in my downloads folder. Can you look at it? And it's like, yeah, I see it. And he said this, so I'm set. I got what I need. Um, I made a financial analyzer. I drop all my banking statements in there, and it's like, hey, you got all these recurring payments for these things. Are you still using these services? And I'm like, well, no, I'm not using those. Maybe I should get rid of those. And it's like, oh, I just saved you $300 a month, or things like budgeting concepts, or things like, hey, you're paying interest on your credit card. I'm like, no, I pay off my balance every month. It's like, no, you pay off your balance every month, but you pay off your statement every month, but you leave like a little bit of, I don't know, like one gas payment or something. And that means your interest payment still carries over. You're still paying interest every month because you don't do that. And you're paying it on the whole thing. So you got to like stop doing that. You got to like pay it off. And then when you make your payment, you got to like not rack up any more. So you got to use a different credit card for the rest of the month. And I didn't know that. So it surfaces things like that. And it does all kinds of other financial tracking for me. At a conservative estimate, my productivity has gone up about 10 times. And my monthly income has about doubled in the past few months just because of being able to do this stuff. So it takes 3 minutes. Again, this video was way longer than 3 minutes, right? But it's almost 10 minutes. But all you got to do is sign up for an Anthropic account, that $17 a month account, which you can cancel in 1 month if you don't. Again, I sound like the Ron Popeil or something trying to sell you stuff. I'm not. I don't make any money off this. But you got to, you can cancel it in 1 month. Just try this for a few days and you are going to be blown away by how much more productive you are, how you've become an AI super user in just 3 minutes by signing up for the Anthropic account, downloading VS Code, connecting them, and then saying, hey, I want to be able to do this. The beauty of this is too, you don't have to like build all that stuff. You just have to go, well, what's one thing that it could do for me that probably I'm not doing right now? And then once you do that, you're going to get the bug. You're going to start saying, whoa, your brain is going to be like a blooming bouquet of flowers where you're going to suddenly start thinking, oh my gosh, I could have it do this. I could have it do that. I could have it do that. That's why I'm saying AI super user. I also use it to build PowerPoint decks, just like this one that I am showing you right now. So tell me how it works for you. I'd love to hear what you're doing. I'd love to hear how you're using AI and how you're becoming an AI super user. Thank you very much.